Today we will see assignment number 7, that is server administration command and their application using FTP. The objective of this assignment to understand the concept of file transfer protocol and its working. First of all, we will see what is FTP. File transfer protocol is used for transferring file from one computer to another, typically from your computer to the web server. FTP is the preferred method of exchanging file because it's faster than other protocol like HTTP or POP. FTP data is sent and received through computer port number 21 and under the TCP protocol. Objective of FTP is to promote sharing of a file, to encourage indirect or implicit use of remote computer, to shield a user from variation in file storage system among hosts, and to transfer data reliably and efficiently. Here it is the model of the FTP client server. Here it is the server and client. PI server is send command to PI client and PI client send response to the PI server. DTP server is connected through the channel to DTP user, and finally it connected to the file system. DTP is the data transfer process, is the process in charge of establishing the connection and managing the data channel. The server side DTP is called server DTP. The client side DTP is called user DTP. What is PI? That is protocol interpreter. Interprets the protocol, allow the DTP to be controlled using command receiver over the control channel. This is a diagram of FTP imposes control channel. Here it is the client having GUI and PI client, further connected to the server. Server is having PI server and DTP server and is connected to the file system, and this server is again connected to the another server, and DTP server is connected to the data channel to the DTP server, and further it will be connected to the files. Then we will see server administration command and their application using DHCP protocol. The objective to understand configuration and different command to configure dynamic address to PC. First of all, what is DHCP? DHCP is nothing but Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Is a network protocol used to assign IP addresses and provide configuration information to devices such as server, desktop and mobile devices, so that can communicate on network using the internet protocol. A DHCP server which receives client request and replies to them. A DHCP client which can be built with the operating system of the client computer capable device and which send configuration request to the server. A DHCP replies agent which passes DHCP request from one LAN to another, so that there need not be DHCP server on every. First of all, we have to configure DHCP by using the packet tracer software. We have to just take the number of PCs over here, then use the switch, and then this switch is further connected to the router, and we have to make connection like this. Then we have to go through the desktop. In desktop we have to click on IP configuration. Then we have to select static to. After DHCP request is completed, you will see the following screen like this. Now after applying some IP in sequence, DHCP will skip the IP that we have to excluded from our DHCP pool. We have applied DHCP on packet tracer like this. Then we will see server administration command and their application using telnet configuration. Objective is to understand telnet configuration. First of all, we have to see what is telnet. A terminal emulation program for TCP/IP network such as the internet. The telnet program run on your computer and connect your PC to a server on the network. You can then enter command through the telnet program and they will be executed as if you were entering them directly on the server console. So here we will see two router will be there, and we have to assemble this particular router by using the IP address. For R1 we can give 192.168.0.1 divided by 24. 24 is nothing but the subnet mask, and further it will be connected to the ID 192.168.0.0 divided by 24. And finally router 2 having the IP address 192.168.0.2/24, and we have to then click on the router number 1. We have to follow the following step, like enabling the particular router, then configure the terminal, then we have to host R1 command, then int fa 0/0, then we have to put this IP address on the router 1 and no shut command will be fire over there. Then finally we have to use the control Z, and finally we have to configure the router 1. Then we shall go for the router 2 and apply the same procedure, but just we have to put the IP address over here 192.168.0.2 and subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Now we shall configure the second router also, and finally we have to configure the telnet. So that we have to click on R2 router, and we have to put this particular command, line VTY 04, and then no login, and finally control Z R2 hash. Then no login means that no login on VTY lines, that is no password required. Let's test that by telnet from R1. We have to just click on R1 router and use the telnet and 192.168.0.2 IP address, then try to open it and then fire the command of exit, and then we shall go for the notice that no password is required at that time. Go back to the router 2 and change rule to telnet using the password by using the configure T command, and then go for line VTY 04, then login command will be fired, and finally we have to go through the hash. Then it says that if you require to telnet, you have to set the password. If there is no password, you can't use the telnet. So we have to finally click on the router 2, again use the password 1234, and we give the password 1234 over here, and finally we can exit the command. Then second is telnet 192.168.0.2 is the particular IP address we shall put over there, and finally exit from the router 2. Remember, entire department know this password. How do this fix? We have to train the router to identify people, and it should promote username and password. So username and password we have to give, you can put anything, but here we use the ASPEL and ASPEL 123, and then we are using the